I don't know if this will mean anything to you. It's only mean anything to me, but I looked up what film stock they used.
Okay, yeah.
I assumed it was shot
Mm,
on film, but I mean it was a
yeah.
35 mil Eastman
Hmm.
color. That
Right,
sounds about
okay.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean what? But I mean what? I mean it looks lovely. I know that.
Oh, it does.
What would you say? Now you watched it on DVD, didn't you? And I
I
watched it on
did, yeah.
Blu-ray.
I
So
mean, while you're
what
still
sort of
talking
differences
about,
did you
will
find?
be, I will come on to that. What you just talked about, film stock, is quite interesting, and
Yeah.
I watched a really really interesting video on YouTube about a guy talking about. I'd be interested actually to drop a link if I could on about this because it was a really good sort of like video about
Mm.
film stock, and obviously filmmakers now shooting everything on digital, and the difference to watching original film stock and the type of film they chose to use. I mean, Seven's quite an interesting movie where the darkness in it, you watch the modern portrayal of it, and to be perfect, it's horrible to say, it's rubbish. And if you
Oh,
watch
the
the original,
HD
yeah,
Blu-ray version of Seven. Yeah,
exactly.
I've
Whereas
heard that.
it's
I haven't
just
watched it
too
yet.
dark. It's too that you can't see any. Whereas in the original, you can see
Shades of Black.
shades of black. You can.
Yeah.
It's a lot more intriguing. So, I mean that's something a little bit different. But yeah, because you mentioned, yeah, I watched the DVD. I don't have the Blu-ray of Pulp Fiction. That is my original DVD that I bought in the early 2000s, and it's the collector's edition. So it's got interviews and stuff by Tarantino, and yeah, loads of interesting bits and pieces in there. And it was lovely to watch the DVD, not the Blu-ray, not the upscale, not the 4K resolution like I'm looking in this video. But I got to
New
watch
camera.
what I knew. I got to watch what I watched first time. And
Right. Right.
what I was used to, it was I almost got tempted to go and find a CRT television and just play it. So I was actually watching it rather than a flat screen telly,
Have
but
you
on
ever
a.
seen it on a big screen like since it came out
Oh
on
yeah,
Prince
yeah, I
Charles?
saw it.
Oh, you have.
Yeah, yeah,
I
I've
don't know
seen
if
it
I
on
have.
big screen.
I don't think I've ever seen it on
And
big screen.
again,
I'll check
it
that one.
still gives that kind of the grainy vibe,
Mm.
which is what
Texture is the
it
word, isn't
gives
it?
the texture,
Yeah.
even when I watched it on the big screen. Whereas now, I would I should actually watch, the 4K sort of like upscale version
The
that you probably get on
comparison.
streaming platforms.
I mean, I
Whether
thought
whether
this
it
looked.
feels, yeah.
I mean,
Tell me what you
I mean,
thought about it.
you're the photographer, so my opinion is,
Hmm.
but I do know that this. I watched this last night, and I think it looks great. I mean, I can't, but I'm not.
I mean, there's
I'm
looks
quite
great, but
unqualified to make that call. But
how did it make you feel watching it? Did you feel like it was grainy and
it felt rich and alive
okay,
and like and textured. I mean,
good? It
that's the
is.
word I kept
That's
coming
good.
back to.
Good.
Yeah,
Um,
but you
hmm.
might watch that and go, oh no, the DVD looks better, or
Well, this is
the
different
original
because
35 millimeter stock looks better or whatever. Because
yeah,
I think it's been re-released and remastered and stuff over the. Well,
well,
obviously it's been
yeah,
remastered for
and
Blu-ray and
it's a good
4K
thing that
movies.
in some ways, all films are doing this, and some of the old films need it because the
For
original stock
preservation
is
purposes, I
dying.
think it
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
so I mean, for instance, hang on, what's behind me? Yeah, so right in the back corner there, you've got
What's
Fistful of
those things?
Dollars, Few Dollars More, and The Good, Bad,
Oh,
the
the
Ugly.
Dollars
Yeah,
trilogy. Yeah, yeah.
and that's a sort of like a DVD box set that came out in the 2000s.
Mm.
But what was really interesting is that how they had to rescue the original neg because
Right.
it was so degrading,
And it
and there's
wasn't even that
so
old then.
many
It's only like
films.
40 years
Well,
old
no,
back
you'd be
then.
surprised. I mean, Rear Windows, all the classic old movies have had to, especially during the sort of like mid 90s to
Mm.
early 2000s.
There was a sort
There's
of
this
phase there, wasn't
massive, and I mean massive, restoration
there? Mm.
program in Hollywood to save these movies because the
Mm.
original neg. What is really important, sorry, I'm digressing away
That's all right.
from
We can
Pulp
cut these out,
Fiction
but
because this is about film in general, and this is really important, is that for instance, when I was watching Rear Window over while I was ill, I was again watching, how they were trying to regain or build the original neg, and the problem was they didn't know what colour it meant to be. The original
yeah.
neg was so wiped of colour. They didn't know.
Mm.
Well, okay, what did Hitchcock want? Did he want it more red? Did he want it more green? Did he want it more blue?
Mm.
And they had to get interview people that were on set, that were still about to get a proper idea of what the film should look like based upon the director's. This is what it should be like. This is how I've shot this scene to be redder or bluer or darker or lighter or softer, to emphasize something else that's going to happen in the scene. And the original content is just so degraded. So yeah, there's a massive restoration going on sort of like 20 30 odd years ago, and it's interesting to look into. And of course, with you think, oh, movies great now are digital, so it's just going to be the same of what it was meant to be, which in some ways is good. But the problem with film, not problem with film, the beauty of film is it has its
It's
own.
fragility.
Yeah, it is fragile, but the color, the warmth, the texture is a big difference between watching a film that's on film and film that's shot digitally.
I got to say, I think we're in danger. Well, I mean, I think you're
This is
already
a
there,
so
but
I know we
I'm
can
I'm
cut
in
this into
danger of
something
we're
else.
in danger of sounding like those vinyl nerds who are all
We
like,
are,
oh,
we
vinyl
are,
sounds
and
better.
I'm
It's
quite
warmer.
happy to put a hand up to being a complete nerd about this, and I
Yeah.
love the difference. But
No, I'm not. Well, it's like I say, I'm not really qualified to. I mean, I think it
but
looks.
when
All I
you
know
get
is it
when you
looks great.
see
But
it, you will notice it, and when you
right,
do notice it, it's
if you
hard
watch them
then
side by
not to
side, you
notice
can.
it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
obviously.
But
Yeah.
then, yeah. So, for instance, I've seen Seven, the original DVD, versus the upscale, and it's different. It's a
Mm.
different film.
They did like the remastered Aliens recently in
Yeah,
4K and stuff like that on the
exactly.
Disney Plus
So
video
there's
versions.
this
They look better now.
danger of it getting altered to a
Yeah.
degree that the you're missing something that the director originally wanted in here. Whereas we know the difference, and whether you enjoy the difference, you might prefer the newer version. You
Mm.
might prefer the crisper, cleaner, rather than the older, grainy aspect. But there is a benefit to. I'm sorry, I'm going to get off a bit weird tangent on this. There is this benefit of, in some ways, lower quality stock, or kind of a different quality. Do you remember? Well, let's go back to the time where we had video rental stores.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
before DVD even existed, VHS, and the quality of some stuff was so rubbish that we miss saw things. Talk about the classic image of Wizard of Oz of a
Yeah.
guy hanging himself in this yellow brick road shot, and there being this kind of, oh, it has a deeper meaning because if you watch this bit you see someone hanging themselves in the tree, and that's only because the grainy quality of the
Made it
VHS
look like that. Yeah.
made it look like there was some. When you actually cleaned it up, and it wasn't a man, it was just the way the trees were aligned, and it made it look like something. But in the ye old days of VHS, Betamax, and video rental stores, there was a big difference between what you watched at home and the quality of the movie or what you saw on the screen,
And
because
that's
the
before
screen
we
was
even
far superior.
and that's before we even talk about pan and scan and all that kind of
Yeah,
thing. And trying to fit a four
exactly.
2:1 movie into a 4:3 frame.
Yeah,